Good morning and greetings from Northumberland on a dry morning after a wet weekend. Today, the Gospel from Matthew chapter 12, Jesus talks about the sign of Jonah. And I want to tell you a little story that happened a couple of weeks ago. We run Messy Church here in the village alongside our ecumenical partners, the Methodist Church. And a couple of weeks ago, we were looking at Jonah and the whale because we're looking at all sorts of things about the seaside and the Bible. And we created, using a play tent, a whale, throwing up the tent, putting a tarpaulin over it and giving it eyes. And I put it in the chapel where we were doing this, and I asked the children, "What is this?" Expecting them to say, it's a tent, or even they might get a whale. But one of the children said to me, "I think it's the tomb in which Jesus lay before he rose from the dead. I think it's the tomb in which Jesus lay for 3 days before he rose from the dead." And of course, that's a brilliant answer, because the whale, Jonah and the whale, are a prefigurement of the death and the resurrection of Jesus. Jonah lies in the whale for 3 days and emerges, spewed up on the beach. Jesus is in the tomb for 3 days and emerges to bring life and light to us all. But of course, we shouldn't think of the time in the tomb as a rest. Our Orthodox brothers and sisters remind us that whilst going into the tomb, Jesus was encountering evil, was destroying evil and death and the consequences of sin, was defeating death and kicking down the doors of death so that we might emerge to live a new life in his love. The sign of Jonah is a sign of victory. The sign of Jonah is a sign that Jesus is victorious over death and brings us new life. So today, let us live in that life and that love. Amen.